who am I, right? Well, I'm a graduate political science degree. I hold 3 degrees, political science, business, and a film degree. How those things came together is a long story, but I figured business is where I wanted to be. As a businessman, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. After a while of going through the business program and realizing how hard it was to get courses to get out of school, it became my minor, and I went over to political science and did an enormous amount of writing and thinking about a bunch of stuff. And then later on, I ended up with a film degree because truly what I am is an entrepreneur. And if you want to market your business, you're going to have to figure out how to get photos, video, and print together and type to present whoever your audience will be your offering. And so I've always had a desire to be able to market something. You know, business was important to me. It has always been. So that's why you find my academic pursuits in college were focused on those types of things, where my friends were doing engineering and other math, science, and technology stuff, which, by the way, I should have done. I was doing business. Later on in life, now, I've acquired a certification in coding. So I did that recently in the past year or so. So that's kind of the bookends of my education, from formative education and then all to certification. I also hold certifications in taxes, insurance, cosmetology, and one or two other things that I may forget to mention at the moment. But that doesn't tell you who I am. It tells you what I've accomplished. So to help me through the process of telling you, explaining to you who I am, I'll tell you a little bit about my story. You know, I'm a dual citizen, or be, or qualify as a dual citizen. Both of my parents are from Trinidad, and I was born on the soil of the United States. How I came here was in my mother's womb. She was literally pregnant with me on the way from Trinidad and Tobago to New York, and I was born there. So that's how my dual citizenship qualification comes about. So we spent a bit of time in New York, quite some years. We also went back and forth to Trinidad a little bit. I went to school there, went to school in New York City, and then at the end of junior high school, beginning high school, we moved to California. Because of my entertainment background with my family, my uncles were DJs. I started DJing very young. People won't believe it, but I DJ'd adult parties at around 10 years old, 11 years old, because I was always around them. I was always just an astute young man, and I DJing by watching them, but I couldn't go to the parties. So what I started doing was wiring the equipment. So when they took all of this equipment, and back in the day, it was super big stuff, it had to be wired, the speakers, the amps, on and on, connected all together and tested for the event. I started doing that. So they would bring me to these parties. So this began my entertainment career, and it single-handedly became one of the most important things in my life. Entertainment, music, sports was the second thing, and academics was never a problem, so I was always good in school. Rich Caribbean background, big family, so I grew up with families outside of everything being the only thing. And the list I'm trying to go down mentally here, you may not see it happening, but I'm going down a list of about 10 things that I'm going to go over, because what I've accomplished is not who I am. Who I am, I'm using a list called the 10 Life Value System by Dr. Claude Spencer Holman. This particular way of thinking is about bringing together all the things in life that really are important and putting them in categories as far as the legacy or what you'd like to accomplish in life, or the categories that are important. And the first one for everyone, and it's in an order, is spirituality. And notice I didn't say religion, spirituality. Why am I here in this universe? Who created it? All these things that happen when you realize how special it is to be alive and what life is in general. So spirituality, I'm an extremely spiritual person. I'm not religious, even though I've gone to Catholic school and I've studied the Bible and I've been around Bible people all my life, grandma, all this other stuff. You'll find that I don't really mention religion a lot. The, is learning about religion taught me that religion is literally a distraction. It's about your connection to God is what's most important. So that's who I am. The only reason I mention it here. Then there's health. I've been an athlete all my life. I played high school basketball, college basketball, and part of being a good tenant on this earth and being a good tenant on God's planet and his existence is taking care of where you dwell. That's about being a good tenant to yourself, to your dwelling. Health is extremely important to me. And you don't know what you don't know, but as you get older, you learn. And if you're learning, which is the whole point of this course, that you will do things better health-wise as you get older. We're fed a bunch of lies. So I've cut out salt, just barely use what I'm supposed to. Sugar, the same thing, processed foods. And I started working out more than I ever have. I want to keep this old body in shape. And for men, that's a good thing. We get older, we get gray hair, we turn into silver foxes. As long as we don't lose our health and we lose our mental capacity, we become more and more valuable as we get older. So my understanding of who I am has gotten better. Family above all and everything else. I came from a big family, and man, I would die literally for everyone in my family that I love, that loves me. And of course, behind me are my children, my legacy. The reason I'm doing any of this in life ultimately is for them in subsequent generations. So that's what I think about why I'm here.